WrestleMania 37 was 2 nights of wild action in front of the first major live WWE crowd since the start of the pandemic. 3 titles changed hands from the Red Brand this weekend. Rhea Ripley became the new Raw Women's Champion. AJ Styles and Omos won the Raw Tag Team Championships from the New Day. And Sheamus defeated Riddle for the U.S. title. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest overcame The Miz and John Morrison in a match many have called one of the greatest celebrity bouts of all time. Bobby Lashley, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler left Mania with their title reigns intact. We also saw Randy Orton defeat The Fiend in one of the weirdest encounters in WrestleMania history. Tonight's Raw was all about dealing with the WrestleMania fallout while planting the seeds for WrestleMania Backlash on May 16. Let's take a look back at everything that happened on tonight's show, for this is Ridiculously Raw. Welcome, everybody, to Ridiculously Raw, the most must-see show on YouTube and StreamYard.com today. I am your host, Anthony Florio, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher, the Phenom Michael Bullock, the Twisted Angel Dee Dee Woodson. Let's not waste any time, folks. Let's just get right into the action here tonight. And how about this? We started off with a match, not a promo. The WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley, non-title match against Riddle, and Bobby Lashley wins the match in an even 10 minutes. Well, this was a one-sided beatdown. That was a lot of fun if you are a fan of Lashley. As a match, it was nothing special. The Almighty got an easy win to keep him looking strong. Basic booking. Riddle, on the other hand, appears to be in a slump. He was not supposed to win the United States Heavyweight Championship. The only reason they put it on him was so they could put the WWE Championship on Bobby Lashley. That's why they put the U.S. title on Sheamus last night at WrestleMania. But nonetheless, I would probably give this about 2.5 stars for the effort. So not much more to say. MF, Bobby Lashley continues to be on the rise, while Riddle starting to slowly decline.
Yeah, and the thing is that Riddle also got himself in trouble with some comments that he made, during the Me Too movement that was going on, and he was actually caught in some allegations as well. So there was a lot of reasons why Riddle was the sacrificial lamb. I mean, nice title run that he had, nice reign, but it wasn't meant to be a long-term situation. Where Bobby Lashley waited 16 years for this moment to be the WWE champion. He realized his dream. We all thought he was going to lose the title at WrestleMania. We all thought that, that when WrestleMania was going to happen, that he was going to drop the belt to Drew McIntyre. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he successfully defends the title, and now here we are talking about Bobby Lashley as a major player, as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and now, like you said, on the rise, and with a solid performance here tonight, a 2.25, 2.5 star match. Michael Bullock, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I can give this about 2.5 stars, but yeah, this was definitely a one-sided match, and yeah, Riddle never even had a chance here. I mean, because before the match officially got underway, Bobby Lashley brutally attacked Riddle. So as soon as I saw that happen, I'm like, yeah, there's no way Riddle is winning this match. And it wasn't even close. So 2.5 stars. Dee Dee Woodson, it is yours.
Yeah, definitely 2.5 stars. Not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Florio.
All right. And one thing that the Raw after WrestleMania is known for is surprises or, like call-ups or returns. We didn't get any surprise call-ups, but we did get some surprise returns. And the first surprise return happened to be in the form of the former Raw Tag Team Champions, Eric and Ivar, the Viking Raiders. They are back in action. They went up against Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Viking Raiders winning the match, 5 minutes and 35 seconds. I mean, the Viking Raiders, They're back, and they just put the Raw Tag Team division on notice.
Yeah, and exactly what you need right now. You needed a shot in the arm. And boys, the Viking Raiders is about to go to war. You know what? I don't give a damn. I'm calling them the War Raiders. That's who they were. I'm going by their NXT name. I'm sick and tired of being so politically correct. Come on, guys. You can't say war on TV anymore? I mean, what the heck is that? So no, to me, they've always been the War Raiders. That's what they've been. Now I will give you the Eric and Ivar. I'll give you that because I kind of forgot who they were when they were in NXT. I apologize in advance, but there's nothing more I can say about that. So, this was a good showcase fight for them. Another 2.25 star match. And look, the War Raiders are back. They look better than ever. And the thing was, for Ivar, he was out with injury. For Eric, the reason why he was gone was, well, he was becoming the daddy. As you know, him and his lovely wife, Sarah Rowe, who used to be a member of the Riot Squad, the third member of the Riot Squad, when she left WWE, she ended up getting pregnant and then later on having a baby. So now the Viking wife is now with the Viking child at home, watching Daddy doing what he does best, kicking butt, taking names, and it's going to be tearing that Raw Tag Team division apart on their mission and on their way to hopefully possibly becoming the next Raw Tag Team champions. So we'll see what happens there. But they definitely started on the right foot. Let's just say that. Nothing more to say, Mike Bullock. It's yours.
All right, Fletch, tell us how you really feel about what they are. But yeah, Viking Raiders, War Raiders, whatever the heck you want to call them, but they are back, and yeah, they definitely put the tag team division on notice, especially the new Raw Tag Team Champions AJ Styles and Omos. So, and you know, Eric and Ivar are not going to be intimidated by Omos. So, yeah, so hopefully AJ Styles and Omos were taking notes here, because, I mean, the Viking Raiders are going to be gunning for those titles somewhere down the line. So, I'll give this about 2.25 stars. Dee Woodson, it is yours.
Yeah, about 2.5, 2.25. That's a good rating for me. So what's yours, Florio?
Yes. One would usually expect a returning team to get an easy win, especially if those people are Eric and Ivar. Shockingly, this was not just a one-sided brawl. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin got in plenty of offense during the middle third of the match before Ivar started going on a rampage. This was fun because we got to see a great tag team return, but the quality of the match was average at best. It was designed to remind us who these guys are, and that is what it did. So 2.25, 2.5 stars, 100% agree. So there's not much more to say there. Let's continue on here. Before our return match for the Raw Women's Championship, we had a promo segment. Another return. The Queen, Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair returns, cuts a hell of a promo. Oh, my word. I mean, the promo from Charlotte before the match is the perfect example of why she should not be a babyface. She is made to be an arrogant heel, just like her father, and the Queen pulled that off beautifully. So this, you could say this was a 2-for-1 deal because it led into that Raw Women's title return match from WrestleMania last night. Rhea Ripley, her first title defense against the challenger and former champion Asuka. Unfortunately, the fight gets thrown out in 11 minutes and 55 seconds. Michael Bullock, I think despite this being the fight of the night, unfortunately, you know what we have to do in this case. Bullock, are you there?
Okay. Yeah, first off on the promo, man, oh man, I mean, that to me was the total definition of a scathing promo. I mean, Charlotte was definitely made to be an arrogant heel, and she proved it right there. And not only did she put the Raw women's division on notice, but Fletch, I don't know if you, I think she also included your SmackDown women's division. I think she included all the women's division. And I think my NXT women's division was put on notice too. So, saying that I am the opportunity, well, I think there are plenty of women around WWE that beg to differ with you. So, you know what? It is what it is. But yeah, she really let loose on this one, and she did not hold back. And whew. But like I said before, damn Charlotte Flair, tell us how you really feel. Whew. And then yeah, I mean, this was definitely a good match with Rhea Ripley and Asuka in the rematch, but unfortunately, because the match got thrown out, yeah, it is the fight of the night, but you know our rule: when matches get thrown out, it's an automatic NA. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. D.T. Woodson, I think all three.
Yeah, I think all the ladies got put on notice for this one. It doesn't matter what division you're in. Charlotte's out for blood, and she's out to prove that she is everything she says she is, and she proved that tonight in the promo and in the attack at the end of the match that she interrupted. So yeah, the match definitely NA was going great. You know, excellent match until then, but they had to throw it out because of her. So yeah. Not much more I'm going to add, but yeah, Charlotte is definitely a better heel than I think she is face. So, and that's exactly what Raw needed, was that the Queen to come back in a heel form and put everybody on notice the way she is, and to show that just what kind of boss she is. So yeah, not much more I'm going to add. It's yours for you.
Yeah, like I said, the promo from Charlotte, that's the perfect example of why she shouldn't be a babyface. She's made to be an arrogant heel, just like her father, and she pulled that off beautifully. The match between Asuka and Ripley was just as good as their fight from last night. In fact, it may have been slightly better. Ending with the DQ would normally be lazy booking, but in this case, it made sense. This prevents Asuka from taking another clean loss while putting Charlotte right back into the title picture with the new champion. This was good from start to finish. So there's not much more to say. NA, obviously, even though it is the fight of the night. So there's not much more to say. MF, the Queen, wants her division back.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you know what? There are a lot of people that are not happy about it either. And the thing is, what she did in the promo was she just slapped the faces on the IWC. She actually probably hears it all the time, reads the articles, and I'll bet you anything WWE also reads the internet. They listen to the fans. They hear all the stuff. They hear all the negativity. This is a big FU to the IWC. That's what they literally just did to tonight on Monday Night Raw. You heard basically what she did was she threw it right back in the faces of the internet wrestling community. She literally did it with a systematic dissection of what she felt, what she did. Whoever was the writer on this, whoever was the producer on this, take a bow, because I was thoroughly entertained and I was pleasantly surprised with the way that they handled this. I wish WWE would do more of this. If you're a heel, I want you to go after the IWC. I want you to crap all over these arrogant trolls on the internet, because that's what they are. They're nothing but trolls, and they deserve to be put in their place. Please do that more often. Please come with that fire. Charlotte Flair, you absolutely shined in this promo tonight, because you absolutely played to the way that you're supposed to be a heel. You're not supposed to be pandering to the fans. No. You stick it up their butts and you show them the disrespect like they show you. That's how you get the nuclear heat. Just like how everybody's all pissed off about Roman Reigns still being Universal Champion. Watch what he's going to do on Friday night and see why he is the best damn thing that's on SmackDown today. So no, this is exactly what you want in a heel. And Charlotte made it abundantly clear that she's the opportunity. And you know, that's the other thing that they always talk about is, oh, Charlotte gets all these opportunities because she's Ric Flair's daughter. No, it's because of the fact that other than maybe a few, who's really the best in wrestling right now that could stand up to this moment? Rhea, definitely. Asuka, most certainly. Is there anybody else in that Raw division that's deserving of a title shot?
Absolutely not.
You just made my
I don't
point.
think so either.
You guys are making my point right about now. That's exactly why.
My damn division's a joke.
Because of the fact, no, and it's not. There's talent out there, but they're not in the class of Rhea. They're not in the class of Asuka. They're not in the class of Charlotte. And don't get me wrong, there's some great female wrestlers. There are. But in the way that it's booked or it looks or everything else, and I hear that it's because she makes the money, she's popularity, you know, she gets all these opportunities. Okay. But the thing is, WWE is a business. And sometimes there's going to be things that you're not going to like in business. And we all have jobs. There's things that sometimes we're not happy about, but we do it. We go out there and we bust our butts and we try to prove why we are the best in each individual jobs that we do each and every day. Florio, in your office business job. Bullock, when you're working at Stop and Shop. When I'm busting my butt working at Walmart. Look, is there things that makes us, sometimes there's days where we're not happy. Something happens that's beyond our control. But each of us, and Dee Dee, you're also in that too. We bust our butts and we do everything that we can to try to make the day better to the next. And at the end of the day, that's what WWE does. Okay, so you're not happy that Charlotte gets the opportunity. But the thing is, she's great for business. She's great because she's a perfect heel that you're going to buy merchandise. You're going to boo her every time when this stupid COVID crap ends and that we can go back into the arenas again. We're going to be booing the daylights out of her. And guess what? We're pandering to that. So I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what the big deal is. I thought this was excellent. And yes, fight of the night, even though it's an NA and it does open the door for a triple threat for the title. But at the end of the day, you're looking at the 3 best women on Monday Night Raw that's about to fight for the Raw Women's title. To me, that's a win-win-win in my eyes.
And the thing is, I mean, I think there are 3 women who would probably disagree with Charlotte, saying that they're the best. You got Rhea Ripley, who's the Raw Women's Champion, your champion on SmackDown, Bianca Belair, and, of course, the new NXT Women's Champion, Raquel Gonzalez, were probably saying, look, who's holding the belts right now? We are. You're not Charlotte Flair, so try to challenge us. I'm sure that's what they're thinking right now.
Yeah. And the thing is that, and those are perfect examples. Bianca Belair definitely is now riding the biggest high, but remember, she's also got to probably have to deal with Sasha Banks again. Sasha's going to want that belt back. When it comes to Raquel Gonzalez, that might be a real test for Charlotte. That would be a major test for Charlotte Flair because Raquel Gonzalez, man, she's a killer. She's probably one of the most dominating NXT Women's Champions we have right now since Shayna Baszler. And I mean it. Very, very, very much so. So, we'll see how that plays out. And Rhea, man, you kidding me? Rhea would love to get her hands on Charlotte Flair again because she still remembers what happened to her at WrestleMania last year. How this was supposed to be Rhea's crowning moment. This was going to be Rhea's crowning achievement. And she taps out to the figure 8. Nothing more to say. Florio, just go.
Yeah. So, MF definitely bringing the heel heat tonight. No doubt about that. So, well done. All right. Then we had Alexa Bliss back in the Alexa's Playground segment. And, well, that was still, we're still out there, unfortunately. She introduces this little evil doll named Lily. Okay, so I don't really have anything to say on that. So
it's basically a breakup. They broke up.
Yeah. So
this was basically her saying, "I didn't need the Fiend."
Right. Exactly. So. Yeah, this is unfortunately where it starts to go downhill and not in a good way. Then we had another 2-for-1 deal here. It was we had the Miz TV. We had the Miz and John Morrison with special guest Maryse because tonight was the season premiere of Miz and Mrs., which aired immediately following on the USA Network, and then it led into a 2-on-1 handicap match with the Miz and Morrison against Damian Priest. And the Miz and Morrison win the match in 5.5 minutes because of a distraction by Maryse. The Miz TV segment was just an extended promo for his show, so it felt forced and did not come off as being as funny as WWE had hoped. The match that followed was mediocre and definitely had the wrong result. Why would WWE have Damian Priest lose after his first win at WrestleMania? It makes no sense. The action was good, but the booking was too weak. I would probably give this about 2 to 2.25 stars at best. And at moments, it felt like the Miz was getting tired of Morrison, which could indicate a breakup down the line. And any time that you have someone win a match in their legitimate skivvies, yeah, that's not a good visual. Yeah, that's a traumatic visual. So I don't know what else there is to say. Then we had a women's tag team matchup. The women's tag team champions, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke in a non-title match. Jackson Baszler win the match via countout in 4.5 minutes. Yeah, this was hands down the worst fight of the night. This was an absolute dud. And this all came from, what happened at WrestleMania Saturday night. There was a weather delay. There was bad weather. There was inclement weather. There was storms and showers and all this good stuff that delayed the start of WrestleMania by at least 30 minutes or so. And then it was because of that as Mandy and Dana were making their way down for that tag team turmoil match, Mandy slipped and fell because of the slickness there. Nia and Shayna were back there laughing their asses off. Well, typical Nia Jax, because we know how she is. And then...
yeah, she's a damn bully.
Amen to that. And then from there, Mandy comes in. Shayna walks off. So Mandy and Nia have a little interaction. And then Mandy slaps Nia. And then Dana comes in. And Mandy and Dana one-up Nia Jax, which I enjoyed the hell out of that. That was funny. And then,
so did I.
Yeah, we both did during our Raw chat, Bullock. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, Nia got the last laugh because of the result. But you notice the Nia kind of stumbled into the ring during the entrance. And then she slips on the apron. Mandy and Dana laugh at her. Nia comes in all PO'd. And it was because of that, Mandy and Dana tuck their tails between their legs and they walk off. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. We all knew Mandy Rose's slip would be referenced in some way tonight, but to book the outcome of this match around it was not as clever as whoever came up with the idea thought it was. Jackson Baszler dominated most of the action and won by a countout. If Rose and Brooks somehow earn a title shot out of this nonsense, it will confirm that WWE has stopped trying to come up with good storylines for the women's tag team division. Unbelievable. Then we had a promo segment. MVP came out and he said that Bobby Lashley was gonna wait for a few minutes because I wanted to get some things off my chest. And then he got interrupted by Drew McIntyre saying, "I want a rematch." And then Braun Strowman comes out. And Braun Strowman says, well, hey, I have a case because of what I did to Shane on Saturday night in the cage. And then Randy Orton comes out and says, hey, I finally got rid of The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. So now I can fully focus on becoming champion for a 15th time. Enter Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce says, Braun Strowman, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, you three will compete in a triple threat match. And the winner of that match will earn the right to face Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship at the newly created WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view on May 16th. So that's basically all that was. Then we had a tag team match. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods against Elias and Jackson Riker. I don't have a time of the fall, but Kingston and Woods, they went on to win the match. This was a cold match that didn't make a ton of sense right away. But, this is one of those random out of nowhere bouts, and they gave the win back to New Day after they dropped the women's, or I should say, they dropped the Raw Tag Team Championship to AJ Styles and Omos. And I think I might have it here. Just hold on for 1 minute here. Actually, I don't. We'll try to get the time of the fall in a moment. But Didi Woodson, from what I saw, this actually ended up being the sleeper fight of the night. This actually ended up
I have a date with my gynecologist.
Yeah, this was actually a pretty good match. I was kind of surprised myself. I'll probably give it about 2.5 to 3 stars. It was very well done. So yeah, not much more I'm going to add. I'll give it back to you.
Yeah. I mean, we normally crap all over. We usually crap all over, comedy, funny, haha moments. But there was a case during this evening where there was actually some comedy that was actually funny. Elias was trying to play his guitar, and then you heard Xavier's trombone cut him off, which I kind of got a little bit of a laugh out of. Ask Bullock, he'll tell you during our Raw chat. And then Kofi Kingston, where did that high pitched voice come from? Oh my goodness! Wow, on the because, I mean, oh my goodness, that was something. But I'll tell you what, I mean, this was definitely the sleeper fight of the night. I mean, I didn't expect this to be anything good, but here we are, and this ended up taking up. I think I might finally have it here. Let me see. 10 minutes and 4 seconds. Okay. But I mean, the match, all right. It was a cold match that didn't make a ton of sense right away, but both teams did a decent job convincing us that they hate each other enough to make this a personal fight. The match was fine. They didn't make any big mistakes, but they also didn't do anything to make it memorable. It was down the middle, but it was the sleeper fight of the night for me. So I'm going to give this a solid 3 stars for the effort. Pleasantly surprised. MF, I mean, when you think of New Day against Elias and Jackson Riker, you're thinking, this is not going to be anything good. But wow, this ended up being a pleasant surprise. They gave us a solid 3-star bout in 10 minutes.
Agreed. 3 stars. Like you said, it was a lot better than expected, and really nothing more to add here. So, Mike Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, this to me was a sleeper fight of the night. 3 stars for me. I mean, I thought this was going to be a typical squash match, but this was anything but that. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Let's move on, Florio.
Okay. And then we had the return of the Firefly Funhouse. Nothing really to speak of there. So now this brings us to our big main event. Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Braun Strowman. The winner to become to challenge Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship at the newly named WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view on May the 16th. When all was said and done, winner of the match in 11 minutes and 15 seconds. No big surprise, Drew McIntyre. Look at the name of the pay-per-view. WrestleMania Backlash. You know what this means. Expect every match on this card to be a WrestleMania rematch. And we've got our first one. It will once again be Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre going at it for the WWE Championship. And but I'll tell you what, even though this was a weak episode of Raw, especially for the night after WrestleMania, this main event was a good way to end the show. Orton and McIntyre worked well together, and Strowman added an extra level of unpredictability to the whole match. They worked to make each other look good and came up with a good finish. McIntyre versus Lashley appears to be the planned Backlash main event unless something changes in the coming weeks. Now WWE has to carry this feud for the next 5 weeks without running it into the ground. But it looks like we might have some new additions to the Hurt Business here. T-Bar and Mace being used was a surprise, but if WWE ends up putting them in the Hurt Business, a lot of Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin's fans might be furious about this. But, I mean, the new Hurt Business. If you've got T-Bar and Mace backing up Bobby Lashley as the WWE champion with MVP there, Lashley's going to hold that title for as long as he wants to. He might hold it just as long as the Tribal Chief or even Walter from UK. Unreal. Nobody saw that coming. Now, this was something that we did not see coming. A great sense of unpredictability here. I'm actually going to call this the fight of the night. I'm actually going to give this about 3.25 to 3.5 stars for the effort, even though the outcome was beyond predictable. But none of us are surprised by the outcome of this. No way at all. So, but not much more here to say except for MF. Yes, it's the match that we all expected, but T-Bar and Mace possibly in the Hurt Business. Lashley's going to hold that belt for as long as he wants to.
I'm about to say a hot take, and I'm about to offend a lot of people right about now, and I don't give a damn. T-Bar and Mace is better than Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander in the Hurt Business. They are more versatile. They are more powerful. They are more, and their look and their attitude is exactly what Bobby Lashley needs in the Hurt Business. I'm sorry. I never liked Shelton Benjamin. I never liked Cedric Alexander. I thought they were a wasted space in the Hurt Business. This is what it should have been. This is what Retribution was supposed to look like. Not what they did with having Mustafa Ali as their leader. With T-Bar and Mace, now with Bobby Lashley and MVP, this is a core four that you can rally around. This is exactly like with a Jey Uso to Roman Reigns. You need a big monster guy to lead younger talent and make them thrive under the circumstances. For me, T-Bar and Mace has now done something more relevant than they ever done in WWE, and that's including their days in Retribution. This is actually a better fit and a better look for both men. To me, lose the stupid masks. Time to unmask, time to show who you really are, and let's see these guys go to work. That's the thing I would say as for one context. Number two, yes, it was a predictable outcome. Yes, it was a predictable match and whatever you want to say. But the thing was, this is the ultimate payoff. We wanted it one more shot, because, some people were claiming that, Lashley kind of got lucky. It looked like, if you watch the match real carefully at WrestleMania, MVP kind of partially distracted McIntyre right at the point when McIntyre was going to do the Claymore, and you notice he hesitated a second and then missed. And that led to Lashley to put the Hurt Lock in. Game over. MVP was there, and if you kind of notice, it looked like MVP was, I don't know if he was trying to hook McIntyre, or if he was thinking about jumping on the apron, but you notice there was like a brief second where before McIntyre went for the Claymore, he kind of stopped, kind of looked like, wait, what the, and then went for the Claymore and missed. So to me, I get it. If you really think about it in hindsight, does McIntyre truly deserve a shot at the title? Because technically, he did lose clean. He did lose clean at WrestleMania. I mean, that would probably be grounds for back of the line at least in my eyes. But WWE because, like you said, Anthony, think of the name of this upcoming event: WrestleMania Backlash. Obviously, we were going to get quite a few matches that were going to be rematches from Mania. This is one of them. So, yeah, I mean, it fits the narrative. It fits the narrative of the event. It was a good match. It was a solid main event, about 3.5 stars. I really got nothing more to add. So, Mike Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, what did you give it, Fletch? The
3
main
to
event.
3.5.
Yeah, 3 to 3.5 is my rating as well. But yeah, I mean, nobody saw. I mean, the outcome was predictable, but like you said, because of the title being WrestleMania Backlash, you knew that they were going to go with the rematch, and afterwards, the shocking of Mace and T-Bar now being with the Hurt Business, and I can't believe what I'm about to say. And Fletch, you're going to be happy with what I'm about to say here. I 100% agree with you. They are far and away better than those two pricks known as Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. I'm sorry. If people want to come after me and him for what we just said, I don't give a damn. They were nothing to the Hurt Business. They didn't do a damn thing for Bobby Lashley. And Bobby Lashley did the right thing and kicked the you-know-what out of them and saying, you're out of the Hurt Business. If people want to call us out on it, you know what? Who cares? Screw you people. Screw the IWC. T-Bar and Mace are way better than those two idiots. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to say. This is definitely going to make the Hurt Business much, much better, and Lashley's going to hold on to that title for as long as he wants to. So, 3.5. And like I said, if people want to come after me and Fletch for what we just said, go ahead. We don't care. Because he and I will have a simple message for you guys. Screw you, people. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
As far as I'm concerned, the Hurt Business is back in business. Business is picking up. This was definitely an improvement to that faction. In the immortal words of Jericho, and I'm going to try to clean this up as much as possible, they got rid of the A clowns. They got rid of the donkey clowns. And, you know, throughout the whole time that Shelton and Alexander were in there, they were feuding against each other. They weren't a unit. They weren't a team. And so many times we saw, even when they were, three-man tag for the three of them being together, they would screw Lashley because they would be fighting among themselves or trying to one-up each other. So, yeah, this definitely was better than what they had before in the Hurt Business. So, yeah, business has picked up, and, you know, they definitely took a step in the right direction bringing these two in. The match, I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. It was a very well done match, but yeah, it was a predictable outcome because of, like you said, the name of the next pay-per-view, Backlash. So yeah, not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Florio.
All right, overall review, MF. We've seen a lot of great after WrestleMania Raws, but I can honestly say, and I'm going to say it on behalf of all of us, this was hands down, far and away, the damn worst Raw after Mania I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It had moments in the night, from Charlotte Flair's promo to the main event. Those were really two that really kind of stood out. But there wasn't much here tonight. I mean, this is kind of that. I kind of felt like Monday Night Raw kind of took a siesta. They took a holiday because, look, for all what it's worth, WrestleMania was a rousing success. It was better than last year. It had the fans back. And for a lot of the fans, even the critics and everybody else, a lot of people considered it a successful WrestleMania. Night 1 was far better than Night 2. Many people gave night 1 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Night 2 got a 7. And really, normally what you get for this is you look for shocking returns, a stunner somewhere along the way, like that normally gets us going. But here's the thing. 1, it's in the Thunderdome. That means there's no fans. 2, with this pandemic, can you really pull the trigger on a bombshell return? I mean, we did get the Viking Raiders or War Raiders. We got them. We got Charlotte. We got Maryse. I mean, it was a nice return, but there wasn't one that got us all like jaw drop. Oh my God, I can't believe they're here. It was somewhat disappointing. It was very disappointing. For me, you know what? I didn't want to do it, but I'm going to have to do it. I might go low, but this is going to be low, guys. 3.5 out of 10. That hurts. That hurt me to say that. But it wasn't a good show. It was not. Like I said, there was a couple of moments that really stood out. There was some good, but there was a lot of negatives. Lots and lots and lots of negatives, and it's back to the drawing board. I'll give Raw the pass here because I kind of felt like, look, you can give them a pass because of what they did for WrestleMania. They went all out for Mania. So I think you can give them at least a mulligan tonight. Hopefully they'll get better next week and maybe start building a little bit here to the WrestleMania Backlash. And then maybe we'll go too. Plus, you also had a new announced team. You know, with Adnan Virk, with Corey Graves coming back from SmackDown to Raw, and with Byron Saxton. And I kind of feel like that dynamic needs to get better. Even though I thought Adnan Virk did an okay job. He did a decent job. But it's a work in progress. They got to get better. And I think the more they get comfortable and the production gets better, I think the show will get better. That's all I'm going to say. But I got to say, I am loving the new Thunderdome. The Sun Dome. I know they call it some other name, but I'm gonna call it the Sun Dome because that's the way I remember it. I love the new Thunderdome. This Thunderdome looks awesome, and Didi Woodson, you're very lucky that you got to christen this new version of the dome. You've done all 3 now. You've been on all 3, so I envy you on that. So yeah, there's nothing more to say. Mike Bullock, it's yours. I gave it a 3.5.
I'm actually going to go lower. It's a 3 out of 10. This was not a good Raw after WrestleMania edition here. I mean, yeah, you did have some moments, but all the other moments were just bad. So, yeah, I think I'll give them a pass for what they did for WrestleMania, which was pretty good. But I know they can definitely get better. And they better get better. So there's really nothing more to say. Didi Woodson, it's yours. 3 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I could probably go 3 to 3.5. Yeah, there's a lot of low points. They did explain the Fiend versus Randy Orton tonight. They, went into a whole story for Alexa Bliss. And now the two are going their separate ways, so we won't have that duo anymore. But it was kind of bizarre the way they wrote it, yeah. And yeah, there wasn't anything really super big that stood out tonight, because everything was either repeats from WrestleMania or or just in my opinion, just fillers, or in the case of Miz, just promoting his reality show. Yeah, I can see possibly a breakup with Miz and Morrison, um, especially from the backstage segment and the fact that they were, uh, Morrison was sitting here saying, "Well, we could do a reality program with MMM." Well, that didn't make any sense. Okay, whatever. So yeah, it was mediocre. It was very low on the totem pole. Yeah, you had a couple of really good matches, but you know, having matches with DQ finishes or matches that are too short or stuff like that just doesn't help much. Storyline wise, yeah, it was pretty good, but still, you need more than just that to build a good show, especially after coming off of WrestleMania. I'm not going to say too much about the announced team because it was, that was new. That they do need to work on. They need time to work together so they know what they're doing and how to feed off of each other. So I'm not gonna say anything negative about them because I know that's going to take some time for them to build that. But the rest of it, yeah, the rest of it they could have done a lot better than what they did. So not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Florio, and good night.
All right, good night, Didi. We'll see you next time. Yeah, 3 to 3.5. As the Raw guy, you know what? There were times during this show tonight where MF unfortunately had to be, had to be harsh. Well, MF, I'm going to one-up you. So this is what the Raw the night after WrestleMania has become. Okay, granted, the build to this year's Mania was not the greatest. But we were complimentary of the show both nights. And we all thought WWE did a great job celebrating bringing that many fans back for a wrestling show, even if for only 2 nights. But to follow it up with a Raw like this, the show dragged and at times didn't make sense. Where were the post-Mania surprises? Where was the moment that lays out where things go after Mania? As the Raw guy, I was very much looking forward to a strong follow-up to what I thought and what we all thought was a strong WrestleMania. And instead, we got what we got tonight. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Yes, there were moments. Main event was great. We had that pleasant surprise match with the New Day against Elias and Riker. Lashley and Riddle was even all right. And Charlotte's promo and the other, and Asuka and Rhea, even with the non-finish, that was all right. I'm actually going to be just a smidgen more generous here. I'm going to give it between 3.5 to 4. But still, all those years where, we had something to look forward to the night after Monday Night, the Raw after WrestleMania. The night after 28, when Brock Lesnar, when he made his surprise return. How about at 13, in 2013, in the Meadowlands, when Dolph Ziggler cashed in Money in the Bank and the pop that he got for that? How about when Paige showed up the night after 30 and won the Divas Championship out of nowhere? Or all those surprise call-ups from NXT and whatnot, like the Revival, for goodness sakes, and that dynamic debut they had after 33. Or when Lashley returned, and so many other things that we've known to love, and those rowdy crowds, especially the crowd that poo-pooed all over Roman Reigns after he beat The Undertaker. Did we get any of that tonight? Absolutely not. That show was a chore. Let me tell you that was a chore. I could not wait for that show to be over tonight. Back to the drawing board, boys. Although I will admit the commentary team was fine. Adnan Virk solid job, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Special Tony's take this evening. This past Saturday was the Impact Wrestling Hardcore Justice special over on the Impact Plus, which I have, and it went down at a special start time of 3:00 on Saturday afternoon. And without any further ado, let's go over it. MF, if you want to join in, feel free at any time. We had a 3-way match. X Division champion Ace Austin and Madman Fulton against TJP and Falaba, Josh Alexander and the mystery partner. And that mystery partner turned out to be one of the pioneers of the X Division, dating back to the NWA TNA days, Petey Williams. And Alexander and Williams win the match. 3 3/4 of a star. That match slapped just like all of the X Division matches that feature any combo of these men. The division is clicking, and adding Petey Williams as a recurring member would not hurt. Everyone looked good here, and this was everything you would want it to be. 3 3/4 of a star. Great, great match. Then we had the Chairly Legal match. What was called a Chairly Legal match. I'm not kidding you. Mahabali Shera against Sean Hernandez. And Mahabali Shera won the match. 1 3/4 of a star. I did not like this match, but it was as good as it could have been. Hopefully, Rohit Raju and Mahabali Shera don't continue to be a team. They never really sold me on that. Doc Gallows went up against Black Taurus. Doc Gallows won the match, 2-star match. I was hoping for more, but Gallows was on offense for way too long. The chin locks and walking and brawling was not the most entertaining, and the explosive style of Taurus was absent. A crate, yes, you heard me right, a crate American Bash match. Johnny Swinger against Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona won the match, 2.5 stars, but it was better than the previous 2 matches. I didn't find it to be that high of a bar, but some people, I could see some people not liking this. It was a very ironic match with them working the old school style under a Vince Russo created bout stipulation.
That was kind of that was Tommy Dreamer. That's kind of from the mind of Tommy Dreamer, and yeah, it kind of was a nod, wink at Russo, but it also was a nod, wink at the, I guess you could say the weird and stupid booking by Vince McMahon in his recent years in WWE as well. So it kind of was like Tommy Dreamer kind of sticking it to these 2 guys. So the 2 Vinces got some
Yep.
hay by it. It was funny. It was a little whatever you want to say, but nothing more to say. Yeah.
All right. Then we had Sami Callihan against some guy named Sam Beal. Sami Callihan won. It was a simple squash that could have been better if placed in a spot where momentum was hotter. A hardcore blindfold match. Brian Myers against Jake Something. Jake Something won the match. 2.5 stars. Wasn't really too bad. It kind of exceeded my expectations while staying within realistic boundaries. The crate thing was meh, but at least the action flowed well and everything was logical. Then we had a number 1 contender Knockouts Weapons match. Rosemary, Sue Young, Jordan Grace, Jessica Havoc, Tennille Dashwood, and Alicia Edwards. And Tennille Dashwood wins the match. 3 stars. I mean, pretty wild match that turned out well. Sue's return was pretty cool and will hopefully freshen things a bit. Hopefully it gets rid of that Susan character, or as I like to call it, stepmom. Get out of here with that. It looked like that whole gimmick screamed the word stepmom to me.
Okay.
It really did.
Okay.
But
I haven't been following it a little bit because due to work commitments beyond my control, Tuesday nights is kind of a bad night for me.
But it's on Thursday now.
But hopefully, yeah. If not that it's on Thursdays, that might open the door for me to watch it now. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it moved to Thursday, and we'll see what's on tap for that in a moment. But anyways, Tennille Dashwood did win that match. Sue Young's return was great, and I do hope it'll freshen things a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. Go. You're about to say it.
and Tennille's win was genuinely shocking and was a nice touch. So
No, I was also going to add that was a contenders.
yeah, Tennille is now the number 1 contender for the Knockouts Championship. And speaking of that, that was the next match. Deonna Purrazzo defended the title against the career of the legendary Jazz, who MF knows very well.
Oh yeah.
From her days in ECW. Of course, I best know her from when she debuted in the WWE at the 2001 Survivor Series when the Invasion angle was on the last night of the Invasion angle when that died down. But anyways, Deonna Purrazzo retains the title. 2.25 stars. This match was okay and better than their other affairs. It's nice to see some appreciation for talent, especially Jazz, who has had a major impact on wrestling and MF. I mean, like I said, you know Jazz a little bit longer than I do, especially because you and Derek Ferreira, because that was in your wheelhouse, the old ECW.
And the thing is, she was kind of near the tail end of the ECW era as well. She wasn't like a Francine, a Beulah McGillicuddy. You know, she wasn't one of these big names. But when she came in there, man, boy, did she flip and turn some stuff around in that company, man. She was the true definition of a bad woman, man. She came in there and she didn't care who the heck you were. She even took on some of the men. She started whipping some of the men's asses, throwing them up and down the whole damn place. So no, she was a badass, and she's going to be missed. And the thing was, she left the company for a number of years because of injuries, and she just kind of lost interest. And then it was about a couple of years ago, she finally got the urge, finally got the adrenaline and the love of wrestling again, came back to Impact, and had what I thought was a pretty good Impact run. So, yeah, she will be missed. The career is now over. I think she's retiring now. And I just think that she just wants to enjoy her life now. So, yeah, I mean, mad props to Jazz, one of the best, one of the badasses in the women's division in wrestling too. Her, Jackie Moore, there's a number of them that are like true badasses, and she's one of them, man. She's one of them.
And you remember she was one of the mainstays in the Raw women's division during the original brand extension.
Yes, she was. So it's gonna be very interesting to see. But Anthony, let's think about this: Tennille Dashwood versus Deonna Purrazzo.
Yes.
What a battle and what a showdown that could be. And there's a little bit of history. Because remember, Deonna and Tennille were kind of besties at one point. And then there was like some kind of falling out, something like that. Recently.
Well, I didn't really recall seeing anything like that with those two, but you know, Deonna Purrazzo did have Susan with her, but I don't think we're going to see Susan anymore now that the Su Yung character came back. And
you never know, Florio.
Well, we'll see.
You never know, yeah.
Well, we'll see. But of course, Deonna also has your another one of your favorites, Kimberly. So let's not forget that. So we'll have to wait and see when they decide to do it. But then we had the main event of this show. This is an MF special right here. Hardcore War. Ho, ho, ho. Team Tommy Dreamer. Now, Tommy Dreamer unfortunately got taken out before the match started, and the trainer, the doctor said, "No, I can't clear you. I'm sorry." You thought, "Oh, great, this is going to be a 4-on-3 handicap match." No. His three partners were Eddie Edwards, Willie Mack, and the unified world champion Rich Swann. But they came up with a fourth man, and that fourth man ended up being, as a replacement for Tommy Dreamer, Trey Miguel. And they went up against all four members of the Violent by Design: Eric Young, Rhino, Joe Doring, and Cody Deaner. Violent by Design win the match, 3.5 stars. good main event that had some cool spots at the end. The build-up was similar to Lethal Lockdown matches in that not much happened. Tommy Dreamer being subbed for Trey Miguel was unexpected, but likely an upgrade. VVD looked strong, and EY's injury was completely unnoticeable here because he suffered an injury recently. But Violent by Design, 3.5 stars match. MF, did you by any chance see any of this match or anything? No. All right.
No, I was going to say yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
I was fortunate enough to watch the Hardcore Justice. I had to do it by various means. I didn't have the capability to watch him on Impact Plus. I don't have that subscription. So there was a special website that actually had it. So I went through that, and yeah, I was able to watch it and watch it pretty well. So it was a very good main event. That was excellent, vicious, hardcore style fight. I actually did not mind the inclusion of Trey Miguel. Actually, that made it even better. But you're absolutely right. 3.5 stars. So, Anthony, it's yours.
All right, give me 1 second here. Okay. That show was about a 5 out of 10. I mean, it was not the best show, to be honest with you. Yeah, and I got to give those guys kudos. I mean, because of the fact that what ended up happening was, it was originally scheduled to go up against WrestleMania, but thankfully that did not happen. So they moved the start time to 3 in the afternoon, which was great because I got to watch the whole show and I didn't have to worry about Mania. So that was good. But it was a 5. I mean, the best I could give it is 5. The opening fight, that 3-way X tag team match, that was the fight of the night. 3 3/4 of a star. Second best fight was the main event, and I mean, it was not my favorite. Despite the quality opener and main event, the show dragged, and while feeling different from other Impact Plus events, got stale quickly. It wasn't a complete miss or anything, but some decent hardcore action and fresh matchups. It somewhat met my expectations, but not in a good way. So it was a 5 out of 10 for me. This Thursday night on Impact Wrestling, this is gonna be good. Rich Swann and Kenny Omega. There's gonna be a press conference here. Okay. That's gonna be something. And that's really all I have for right now. So remember, it's now on Thursdays now. Thursday nights at 8 over on Access TV. Or if you're with MF, watch it on Twitch with him. And there you go. So, all right. That will put the bow on this edition of Ridiculously Raw. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in this evening. We will be back with you on Wednesday night for the all-new Wednesday Night Mayhem. And we say all-new because we got a change in the action. We used to do AEW Dynamite, then NXT. Oh, no. Remember, NXT starting tomorrow will now be on Tuesday nights. Of course, AEW will still be on Wednesdays. So we're going to do NXT first and AEW second. That's going to be the game plan going forward. Thursday, as far as Strictly Sports goes, we got a new lead story. Julian Edelman announcing his retirement. I think that's a great lead story. Wouldn't you, MF?
Yes, I agree.
All right. And another big news in New England. Taylor Hall is now a Boston Bruin. Okay. That just put Boston right in the cup running now.
Well, not only that, but there was also some other trades that I wanted it to get into. There was a monster one that the Washington Capitals just did with the Detroit Red Wings, but a lot of people are saying that Detroit won the trade. Stevie Y might have fleeced the Capitals big time, and we're gonna get into that. And then Tampa made a trade that a lot of people are thinking that might have just made Tampa that might have put Tampa over the top. and they believe that now Tampa could actually be on the verge of repeating as the Stanley Cup champions.
Which has not been done since the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2016 and 17. So
yes,
we'll wait and see on that. I wouldn't put it past it. I mean, they got the team to do it. So we don't really have much of anything on the docket right now because we were so focused on Mania week and all the happenings during that. We didn't really pay much attention to the sports world. But what we are going to do, we're going to address the Edelman retirement. We're going to address the big trades in the NHL. Now, this is something we normally don't do, but this is a big deal for our area. MF, how about those UMass Minutemen? Can you believe that?
Wow, whoever would have thought they were walking out with that cup? The national championship? Are you kidding me? First time ever.
It's just like when PC won in 2015.
Oh, yeah. And you remember the craziness that happened that night?
Yeah, you remember the epic Facebook post I posted? How nuts I went over that?
Yeah.
In 2015, when Providence College PC, when they won the NCAA hockey tournament, the Frozen Four in 2015. Well, that's how slow our week is, but this is a good thing. They definitely deserve the recognition. So it's big for New England. It's almost a New England themed show here this week.
Well, not only that, but we also we haven't even gotten into the national championship in men's and women's college basketball.
I was saving that for the main event.
So we're gonna get into that too. In the men's and women's college basketball national championship. Why not?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, because we need stories here because it's starting to die down a little bit. But so we're going to talk about Julian Edelman's retirement, the NHL trades, UMass winning the NCAA hockey championship, and then in the main event, we will recap the women's and men's Final Four. But when it comes to the men's Final Four, MF, the one thing that we really need, that I definitely want to get into, that 10-star classic with UCLA and Gonzaga.
Oh, we will. We definitely will. That was, yeah.
greatest college basketball game ever.
Greatest Final Four game I've ever seen. Greatest national semifinal game ever.
Best tournament game ever.
Yeah, best tournament game ever. Even though it was, and that was national semifinal. I mean, that wasn't even for the national. Imagine if that would have happened for the national championship. Even though we had 2 buzzer beaters to win the title.
Oh, it would have put Nova and Carolina in 16 to shame.
Yeah.
If that had been for the title. Oh my gosh. That would have surpassed it. That would have made that game look like a dud. Simple as that. But we definitely do have to show some respect for that. So the women's and men's Final Four recaps will definitely close the shows. I mean, we'll close the show on Thursday night. Friday, Cerebral Smack Talk. Friday night SmackDown, and then we do it all again next week. So, and next week on this program, we're gonna have our in another special Tony's Take. We're gonna have our preview of the Impact Wrestling Rebellion pay-per-view because that's coming up in a couple weeks. Sunday night, April 25th. The headliner, Kenny Omega, Rich Swann, AEW and Impact World titles on the line. We're going to get into that and whatever else is on the card. We'll dive into that, MF and I. So that'll be next week. So until then, it's Anthony Florio here for Good Old MF Michael Fletcher. And in spirit, Michael Bullock, Dee Whitson, and always and forever, Derek Ferrera. You know the routine. Everybody, thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw the Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed couple of days. And until Wednesday night for Mayhem, you've been watching Ridiculously Raw right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. And no matter what anyone tells you, folks, beyond anything else, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who's been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long. Bye, everybody. Bye.